There are 3 seated exercises to do for the first phase of shoulder rehabilitation after a shoulder dislocation. So we're going to start with shoulder flexion, and to do that we're going to take hold of the affected arm underneath the elbow here, with the affected arm's hand on top of the resting elbow. So from here, keeping neutral alignment, seated on a chair or a bench, it's going to assist by flexing the shoulders, lifting the arm up, and then gently releasing it back down. So you're going to lift up until you feel a bit of tension on the shoulder joints, and then releasing it back down. So take your time through the mobility of these exercises, so there's no need to put it under too much stress as you've just taken off the sling. So bide your time in terms of the amount of repetitions you do. After you've done the shoulder flexion, we're now going to abduct the shoulder. So from there, exactly the same position, but you're going to rock to the side. So you're abducting the affected shoulder, which for me is my right arm, and then I'm going to bring it back into the body, so I'm adducting, adding the shoulder together. I'm going to bring it across slightly, so you're abducting the good arm, and then back out, abducting the shoulder which has been affected. So that would be abduction of the shoulder. And the last one in this seated position is external rotation, so you're going to laterally flex the shoulder joint, and to do that you'll take hold of the affected arm's wrist on the inside like so, keeping the upper arm of the affected arm tucked into the body, and then you're just going to laterally rotate that shoulder, keeping again the elbow tucked into the body. Once you've got enough range where you feel it twinge, slowly bring it back in, and again laterally rotate it out until you feel the movements. So keep an eye on the principles, keep a note, keep a track of how many you're doing, and progress this every other day, a couple of repetitions. This exercise is supported shoulder flexion in the supine position, and that is lying on your back. And then with the affected arm, which will be my right one, I'm just going to lift it up in the air with my healthy hands here, and I'm going to assist it in flexing the arm ever so slowly towards the floor. Now at first, most likely there'll be no chance that will happen. So build up the range of motion, controlling it back in, and again putting it under a little bit more stress as you go through the course of this rehabilitation program. Back into neutral, and again back out slowly behind you. And you'll feel that movement in the shoulder joint. And hopefully after 12 weeks, you'll be able to get it right the way down towards at least the ear, and then back onto the floor. And again, that will be progressive movements over the next 12 weeks. These 2 exercises will be shoulder flexion and shoulder abduction, and to do that you'll need to use the wall. So what you'll do, we'll start with shoulder flexion. We're going to have one hand up against the wall, which is the affected arm, and then we're going to slowly start off at 90 degrees at the shoulder joint, and then over a period of time you're just going to crawl at the wall with the fingertips, and hopefully again after a healthy amount of time, maybe 10-12 weeks, you'll have full shoulder flexion back. So to do that, it's hand on the wall, 90 degrees, and then over time just creep that hand up the wall, really locking it out, keeping it straight, keeping neutral alignment, and just bring the hand up the wall, holding that stretch for a few seconds, and then again just creeping it back up. But at first, most likely it's going to be around 90 degrees, if not just a bit greater, and again over time bringing it up. With the shoulder abduction, he's standing at the side, and again that is abduction of the shoulder joints. So again, starting at 90 degrees at the shoulder with just the fingertips, holding that position there with week 1, and then over the next couple of weeks just slowly bring those fingers up the wall, and then you'll be able to get closer to the wall over the next 12 weeks, until eventually your arm will be completely straight. I know that might look scary right now, looking at this arm completely straight, but that is what we expect to happen over the next 12 weeks. And the final one of the series of mobility exercises for phase 1 will just be standing retraction. So if your arm is by its side, and again it'll be slightly forward, just gently just pinch the scapula together and then release. So you're just bringing the shoulders together, shoulder blades together, and then release. So again, neutral position. You might be protracted, as a lot of people are with rounded shoulders. So you're just going to pull the scapula back, bringing the shoulder behind the central line of the body, and then release. Just drawing the scapulas together, and then release. Retract. Feel it in between the shoulder blades, and then release.